The night I realized the truth, nothing happened suddenly. There were no raised voices, no slammed doors, no dramatic confrontation the way people imagine betrayal is supposed to look. No storm, no explosion, just a stillness so heavy it pressed against my chest with every breath, making each heartbeat feel louder than it should. Not the peaceful kind of quiet, the kind you welcome after a long day. This was different. This silence felt intentional, watchful, the kind that forces you to face what you've been avoiding for months. It didn't shout, it didn't accuse, it didn't beg for attention, it simply existed. That night, the quiet didn't feel empty. It felt crowded, like the room was filled with unsaid words, unread messages, half-truths suspended between us. The faint hum of the refrigerator, the soft creak of the wooden floorboards when someone shifted their weight, the distant sound of cars passing outside, everything felt sharper, amplified, as if the world itself had slowed down, lowering its voice so I could finally hear the truth clearly. She sat across from me on the couch, knees pulled close to her chest, her phone glowing softly in her hands. That glow used to feel familiar, comforting. It used to mean she was sharing something with me, showing me a video, laughing at a message, including me in her world. Tonight, it felt different, alien, cold. Every few seconds, her lips curved into a small smile, quiet, personal, secretive, a smile that didn't reach me, a smile meant for someone I couldn't see, someone I wasn't meant to know, and I felt it immediately, a sharp, quiet pinch in my chest, the slow, almost invisible collapse of a world I thought was solid. Watching her in that moment felt like standing outside a room I once lived in, hearing laughter through the walls, knowing I was no longer welcome inside. Her posture was relaxed, casual, like nothing was wrong. But her shoulders carried a subtle weight, barely noticeable, but unmistakable once you saw it. The kind of weight that comes from carrying a second life quietly. Every movement spoke. The way her fingers moved across the screen, the way her eyes softened at certain messages, the way she angled the phone slightly away from me without realizing she was doing it. None of it was dramatic. None of it was obvious. But together it formed a pattern I could no longer ignore. The television played in the background, a show we had watched countless times. Once, it had been a shared ritual, something easy, familiar. We used to laugh at the same scenes, quote the same lines, glance at each other during our favorite moments. Tonight, it was just noise. The laugh track felt mocking. The dialogue sounded distant, like it belonged to another life entirely. I could almost see the space between us, thick, invisible, suspended in the air. An unseen wall separating two people who were physically close but emotionally worlds apart. That's when I realized something painful. The room hadn't changed, the furniture was the same, the lighting was the same, the routine was the same. We were the only thing that had changed. "Who are you texting?" I asked. My voice surprised me. Calm, neutral, controlled. No accusation, no edge. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to corner her into a defensive lie. I just wanted honesty, or maybe I wanted confirmation of what I already knew. She didn't look up, didn't hesitate, didn't flinch. Just someone I know. 2 words, smooth, too practiced. And in that exact moment, something inside me stopped searching for reassurance. Not anger, not heartbreak, awareness, cold, sharp, undeniable awareness. It settled in my chest like ice water, spreading slowly, numbing everything it touched. Once awareness arrives, there's no going back. You can't unsee it. You can't pretend it didn't happen. It doesn't scream. It stays. Memories rushed in without warning. The days before this, the ordinary moments I never thought I'd miss. How she used to call me just to hear my voice. No reason, no purpose, just connection. How she'd leave small notes, nothing poetic, nothing dramatic, just reminders that I mattered. At the time, they felt normal, routine. Something you assume will always be there. Now they felt like evidence. Proof that what we had once was real, and proof that it was gone. I remembered the way she used to look at me when I walked into a room. the way her hand would find mine without thinking, the comfort of shared silence that didn't feel empty. We had talked about the future like it was guaranteed, where we would live, what we would build. Ordinary details that only make sense when you believe someone will still be there tomorrow. I had shared parts of myself I never shared with anyone, insecurities, fears, doubts. Pieces I thought were safe in her hands. That's what makes betrayal so dark. It's not just what they do, it's what they know. It's the trust they hold, the access they have, the way they can hurt you quietly. The change hadn't come suddenly. If it had, I would have noticed sooner. I would have protected myself. This kind of change is patient. It moves slowly, convincing you to doubt yourself. She became busier, more distracted. Her phone mattered more than our conversations. She stopped asking how my day went, stopped noticing when I was tired, stopped caring when I struggled. And every time I noticed, I blamed myself. Maybe I was imagining it. Maybe I was insecure. Maybe I was asking for too much. Lies we tell ourselves to preserve a life that's already slipping away. Nights were the hardest, lying awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying conversations, expressions, silences, searching for reassurance in memories, ignoring the voice deep down that already knew the truth. Then came the moment that ended all doubt. No argument, no shouting, no drama. She left her phone on the table, unlocked, screen facing down. That never happened. I told myself not to look, to respect boundaries, to trust her. Then the screen lit up, a name I didn't recognize, a message preview. Thinking about you today. I didn't touch the phone. I didn't need to. Something inside me cracked, quietly, completely. Not with anger, not with tears, with stillness, a deep, suffocating stillness that made every breath feel heavier than the last. When she returned and grabbed the phone instinctively, avoiding my eyes, the last illusion fell apart. From that night on, I noticed everything. Her words became measured, her laughter sounded borrowed, her affection felt scheduled. She carried her phone everywhere, the kitchen, the bathroom, the bedroom, like a lifeline I wasn't allowed to touch. I didn't confront her, I didn't accuse her, I didn't test her. I observed, and watching hurt more than confrontation ever could. Her excuses repeated like a script. I'm tired. Work is stressful. I need space. Space, a dangerous word when it replaces intimacy. Stories didn't line up, timelines shifted, names appeared too often. When I asked casually, she paused. Just 1 second. That second said everything. Friends, she said, always friends, never names, never details. She was still there physically. We ate together, spoke politely, shared space. But emotionally, she had already left. And then something unexpected happened. I stopped being afraid of losing her. Instead, I became afraid of losing myself, staying silent, ignoring reality, shrinking to preserve a lie. Acceptance came slowly, calm followed. My chest stopped racing, my mind stopped chasing answers. Stillness returned, but this time it was different. This stillness meant I had stopped hoping, stopped chasing, stopped waiting for her to choose me. I waited quietly and let her believe she was in control. People reveal everything when they feel powerful. She tried to pull me back in, cooked dinner, played old music, lit candles, smiled like nothing had changed. Do you still love me? She asked. I paused. I care, I said. Care without attachment, care with boundaries, care with self-respect. That answer hit harder than anger ever could. Days later, a message appeared on my phone. She said you already know. I didn't realize she was with someone. No excuses, no drama, just truth. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. When we finally spoke, it was quiet. I laid out the patterns, the contradictions, the lies. She minimized, deflected, shifted blame. Not once did she take responsibility. And that's when I understood something important. She wasn't sorry for what she did. She was uncomfortable that I saw it. I left without drama, no speeches, no revenge, just distance. The days after felt strange, quiet in a different way, not heavy, just unfamiliar, like living in a house after all the furniture has been removed. Habits took time to break, reaching for my phone, expecting messages, muscle memory outliving emotion. Healing didn't arrive all at once. It arrived in moments, sleeping through the night, enjoying silence, feeling calm instead of anxious. Weeks turned into months. Her messages faded. Mine stopped. I focused on myself, on discipline, on rebuilding trust in my own instincts. Months later, I saw her again. Polite words, nothing more. But in her eyes, I saw understanding, not regret. Understanding. Revenge isn't loud. True revenge is quiet, choosing yourself. Clarity over denial. Peace over chaos. She thought I wouldn't notice. She thought silence meant weakness, but silence made me observant. Patience made me strong. The truth didn't destroy me, it freed me. You don't lose people who betray you, you lose illusions, and losing illusions hurts, but it's the only way to find real peace.